What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 4 team builder for the PCL. We are taking on Coach Libraries and the Compton Klinks. Yeah, should be a good matchup. I'm recording this before he has even played his Week 3 match because I always do my builds right after I play my game for the week. So obviously I'm not up to date with any possible free agent trips he's made, and I would just mention that in the battle video, and I would re-prep for it outside of the team builder because my time isn't necessarily valuable, but I could be spending my time doing other things. So I'm not going to bother refilming a video if that's the case. Hopefully it's not, though. Yeah, so let's talk about Libraries team real quick here. He has Mega Diancie, Kirin Black, Milotic, Alolan Muck, Jolteon, Registeel, Beartic, Landorus Therian, Cofagrigus, Reuniclus, and Durant. I'm expecting Mega Diancie, Kirin Black, Milotic, Alolan Muck, Jolteon, Landorus Therian, and Cofagrigus. I think those all have really good matchups against me. And then I think Registeel has a horrible matchup. I think Beartic has a horrible matchup. I think Reuniclus is okay, but I don't think he would bring it. And I think Durant is also okay, but I don't think he'd bring it. Durant and Registeel in particular both get threatened out by the fire types. Registeel gets threatened out by things like Tyranitar and Excadrill, and even Mega Pidgeot to an extent. Beartic gets threatened out by Mega Pidgeot, gets threatened out by Excadrill, gets threatened out by Tyranitar, gets threatened out by Entei, gets threatened out by Salazzle, gets threatened out by Raichu for the most part. Beartic really only has a good spot against Salamence and Serperior. And Reuniclus does not have a very good matchup against Alolan Persian whatsoever. It also does not have a very good matchup against Excadrill for the most part. He'd have to hit a Focus Blast. Excuse me. Against things like Excadrill, Tyranitar. So that's my thoughts. I do think Jolteon has an amazing matchup. I also think Alolan Muck has a reasonable matchup, despite the fact it's weak to ground. For the most part, Libraries has a team that is very weak to ground, bar Landorus Therian actually weak to ground, which is why you see Excadrill on our screen, but we'll get into him in a second. Libraries has a lot of hard hitters, but not a lot of setup. Like he could set up with Landorus potentially, could set up with Beartic potentially, I think, could set up with Cofagrigus, could set up with Reuniclus, but I have a check to that you'll see in a sec. Things like Scarf Durant are a threat. While Libraries has a reasonably slowish team, he does have Jolteon, which is super fast, and then Mega Diancie at 110, Durant at 109. Durant's typically runs Scarf or like a Home Claw set, which is completely different. Libraries also has the Icium Z Crystal, which can be used on many different things. In particular, the Kirin Black, the Milotic, and the Beartic are pretty much the options there. Hidden Power Ice obviously is Hidden Power, so it turns into Breakneck Blitz, not Sub-Zero Slammer. There we go. So Libraries has priority in Jolteon with Quick Attack, Muck with Shadow Sneak, and Beartic with Aqua Jet. He also has hazards in Diancie with Stealth Rocks, Registeel with Stealth Rocks, Landorus with Stealth Rocks, and Cofagrigus with Toxic Spikes. He has hazard removal with nothing on his entire team. Defog Landorus is not legal in this league, so he has no way to remove hazards with his team except with Magic Bounce Diancie. Seems like an oversight? Potentially not. He can absorb things like Toxic Spikes with Alolan Muck, obviously. His team has a relative weakness to Stealth Rocks, just in his 2 Ice types. Besides that, everything takes it neutrally or resists it. Spike stacking could be a thing, I guess, because he doesn't have hazard removal. But if he brings Mega Diancie to the games, then that's a thing too, so... he has 4 times weaknesses in Mega Diancie to Steel, Landorus Therian to Ice, and Durant to Fire. And that's pretty much what I wanted to cover with Libraries team. So let's go over my team real quick. We're bringing Pish, our Primarina, rocking the Choice Specs Torrent set with Energy Ball, Moonblast, Sparkling Aria, and Hidden Power Fire. Energy Ball specifically for the Milotic. We can take a hit really well from the Milotic. with this set, and we can fire back a Choice Specs Energy Ball, which is going to chunk that thing, if not just knock it out. I see 3 resist to grass on this team. 4 resist to grass? Yeah, 4 resist to grass in Kieran Black, Registeel, Durant, and Alolan Muck. But Energy Ball is just going to bop the Melodic. Moonblast is always good for Permarina to lock yourself into, especially with Kieran Black running around. Moonblast is also going to be the hardest thing we can do to hit the Reuniclus, and we can like drop its special attack or something if he starts Calm Minding. Sparkling Aria is specifically on there to hit through sub. Something like a sub Kyurem is threatening, or like a sub Jolteon is also really threatening. Even sub Reuniclus is really threatening. Sub Mega Diancie. There's a lot of things that can run sub on his team. That would be really threatening to me. Like sub Home Claws Durant is a huge threat. So Sparkling Aria goes through that. And I have Hidden Power Fire on here just for the giggles. I couldn't really think of a better 4th move to put on here. Besides like Ice Beam, which is really only to hit the Landorus, and Sparkling Aria already hits the Landorus really hard. I could put like Shadow Ball on to hit the Cofagrigus, I guess. I might do that. I might change it to Shadow Ball, we'll see how I'm feeling. But HP Fire is going to knock out the Durant right away. Max HP, max special attack, Modest. This is pretty standard Permarina, especially Choice Specs Permarina. We don't need any speed, because the things that he has that are slower than us are not running any speed anyways. Cofagrigus doesn't run speed, Reuniclus doesn't run speed, Alolan Muck does not run speed, Registeel doesn't run speed. Beartic would run speed if he was running like Z-Hail, Kieran Black or something like that, and then Beartic could get Slush Rush off. I don't know what would happen with that, but yeah. Well, I'm not super scared of a Slush Rush Beartic in the first place. I don't think it's that threatening unless you're actually running it with a Hail Setter. Trick Room is a viable possibility for Library's team. With like Cofagrigus to set it up, and Cofagrigus can set up and be a threat, or Cofagrigus can set it up and then Reuniclus can be a threat. Reuniclus can be a threat. Setting it up and then like Bandit Alolan Muck or something, some shenanigan like that could be a threat too. So the fact that we're running no speed on Permarina is pretty good for us overall. Just because in Trick Room we can actually like do something later. Next up is Samantha the Salazzle. We are bringing Choice Scarf Salazzle pretty much to deal with Choice Scarf Durant. That thing is a massive threat. I know I wasn't expecting it, but Choice Scarf Salazzle is still pretty decent. The only thing it outright loses to on his team is Landorus Therian and Reuniclus, I guess. So we were rocking some things for those. Not really, but that's the idea. Flamethrower, good stab. Doesn't really hit anything. Well, I mean, it hits the Durant, the Registeel, and the Beartic super effectively, so that's kind of nice. Sludge Wave doesn't hit anything in particular. It's just good stab to hit like the Reuniclus with. It'll be the hardest hitting move that we have. Dragon Pulse is there for the Kieran Black, and Will-O-Wisp is there potentially for the Kieran Black, potentially for like an Assault Vest Alolan Muck. Get a Willow on that. Will-O-Wisp the Landorus, Will-O-Wisping the Durant if we actually can't kill it. Something like that would be really good. We're running enough speed to outspeed the Mega Diancie without our Choice Scarf. This also lets us outpace Scarf Durant by 2 points actually. We're outspeeding Scarf Durant by 2 points. Well, it's actually 3 because of the way that the EVs work. You can see it goes to 350 when I go to 196, and then 200 is 352, so it skips a point here. Unfortunately, for the faster mon, so I have to waste... Well, it's not wasting more EVs, but it's wasting a speed point, essentially. Yeah, max special attack with 56 HP. Pretty good. Salazzle. Next up to Drillbee. We're not bringing it with the Sand this week. We're just bringing in Scarf. It's our second Scarfer with Mold Breaker. Hilariously, Mold Breaker goes through Marvel Scale, so Melodic is not actually the best check to this if Marvel Scale is active. In my mind, he brings a specially defensive Melodic with a Flame Orb to proc Marvel Scale, which means that Excadrill is going to tear through that thing. We have Earthquake, Iron Head, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock. Really, only Earthquake and Iron Head were needed. He has 2 Ice Types, and Mega Diancie for the steel coverage. I'm not staying in on Landers anyways, and Earthquake hits the rest of his team. Rapid Spin is there to get rid of the hazards. I'm expecting him to bring um, all of his hazard remover, all of his hazard stackers, potentially. Pythagoras is a really good switch in to an Iron Head from Extra Drills, because then I'll get rid of my Sand Rush if I was bringing sand. That's the idea at least, right? I don't know if I go through Mummy. I don't think it works that way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Rapid Spin just to get rid of his hazards, and Stealth Rocks to get my own up because he has no removal on his team. So if I can find a chance to get Stealth Rocks up, it's good chip when he's like switching and stuff like that. 56 HP, max attack, 200 in speed, jolly. This lets us outpace my Lodic by 1 point, which I think is necessary. I don't think he'd run speed on my Lodic because you usually want to run like a bulky one. I don't really have a ton that he can take advantage of with competitive. Only Salamence is Intimidate, and as you can see, we are bringing Salamence, and I'm not bringing Intimidate. Oh, actually, you know what? Alolan Persian Parting Shot he can abuse competitive with that as well, so I have to be worried about that, as we'll talk about with Alolan Persian right now. We're bringing Black Glasses Alolan Persian with Fur Coat, Parting Shot, Foul Play, Roar, and Toxic. I mentioned this in my team builder against Emerald because I was bringing Alolan Persian then, but I never uploaded it because we didn't play Emerald. But Fur Coat is actually an amazing ability. Pokemon's defense is doubled. Hello? Like, come on. This thing's basically a tank, which is silly, by the way. Parting Shot is good momentum. It also stops him from setting up on me with certain things. The only thing is that it gets magic bounced back by Mega Diancie, but it's really good against things like Kyurem and Jolteon and Landorus. Also really good against Reuniclus. Foul Play, 2-hit KOs the Kyurem Black with the Black Glasses on. It's going to do a ton of damage to the Landorus Therian if he's attack invested. I didn't really have another move to put here. We're dying to Durant anyways, so that's not really a thing. Roar is there for setup, especially with something like a Reuniclus. If he starts Calm Minding on me and thinking like, oh, he can't touch me except with Foul Play, then, you know, you're in for a surprise, buddy. Toxic is there for pretty much the rest of his team. It's not on Salazzle, so I can't Toxic the Registeel, unfortunately for me. This is fine, though. Max HP, max defense bold. This is a 480 defense stat, people. 480 defense stat on a Persian. That's nasty. Anyways, that's a little Persian. I'm actually going to skip this for now, and we're going to go to Defog, our Superior. Actually, there we go, now it doesn't look so weird. Superior, Leftovers, Contrary, Leaf Storm, HP Fire, Giga Drain, and Dragon Pulse. I have to run HP Fire there to hit the Durant. Otherwise, our potential sweep with Superior is blocked. Leaf Storm, really good stab. Giga Drain for recovery. Dragon Pulse to hit the Kyurem Black because that thing resists both my grass moves and Hidden Power Fire. Well, it takes Hidden Power Fire neutrally, and it takes it well too. So Dragon Pulse is for that thing. If we can get a couple boosts, then Dragon Pulse kills that. He would have to lock himself into Ice Beam, but we are specially defensive. We are rocking max special defense with a lot of speed. 232 Timid lets us outpace Mega Diancie. Yeah, and then 24 in special attack. I was thinking of either putting in special attack or speed, or sorry, not speed, HP. I might change that to HP later. I know I brought like a bulky Superior against Magic with enough speed to outpace something, but Magic's team had a lot slower mons. I can't remember what the fastest thing on Magic's team was. It might have been base 100 in Charizard Y and Mew. Maybe not. Well, Mellow had a pirouette, but anyways, okay, I can't remember what Magic's team is, to be honest with you, but this is what we're bringing. This Superior can probably put in work. I'm not sure. It might do something, it might not. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but Library's team is really hard to build for, because he has a lot of things he can do with the team, and he has a lot of ways he can play the game with that team. I think he drafted really, really well. He made a lot of smart choices, and there are some good budget mons on there, like Durant is a really good budget mon that you don't see every day. It's pretty fantastic in RU, but it's even more of a threat in Draft League. So that's the idea with that. Last but not least is Destruction. Salamence making its debut. This should be a male. Salamence making its debut this season with Rocky MZ Moxie. Rocky MZ, I take this idea from Blade. He uses Z crystals on Salamence a lot just to get a free +1 with Moxie and continue to sweep from there. So that's the idea this week. We can take out something like the Beartick or the Kieran Black really easily with the Z Stone Edge. Same with Jolteon. Mega Diancie dies to it too. Durant takes a chunk. Reuniclus takes a chunk. Coffee Reese takes a chunk if he's not max defense. Yeah, so Z Stone Edge, Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance, Earthquake. Like I said before, Earthquake decimates his team. I can Dragon Dance up on the Landers unless he's running HP Ice. I do think he would run HP Ice for the Salamence. I think that's something that he would do. Unless he's bringing Scarf Landorus and he locks himself into Earthquake, then Salamence comes in for free and sets up a Dragon Dance for free. And then regardless of if he's sending Landorus in, I'm getting a free +1. Like, because even if I'm at +1 for my Dragon Dance, and then I get a kill with Moxie, I'm +2, I'm still +1 after Landorus comes in, and I will kill the Landorus with Dragon Claw. So, this is Salamence. We're running Max Speed Jolly, Max Attack. Really didn't know what to speed creep with Salamence. There are a couple things I could have speed crept, like Kieran Black, for example, I could have speed crept, or Landorus I could have speed crept. But instead I decided just to run max speed because I'm worried about like a Scarfer. So we could potentially outspeed a Scarfer at +1. I'm not really sold on that idea. I might change this, adjust it to outpace like the Kyurem naturally, and then get a little more defensive bulk or a little more HP bulk. I think that makes a little bit more sense actually. I'm just gonna do this on the fly because I'm that kind of guy. So Kyurem's 317, so we want 318, which doesn't exist, 319. And there we go, 216, so we got enough speed to outspeed Kieran Black. At +1, we're still going to outpace things like the Jolteon, which is the fastest spawn on his team. There's no way we're outpacing Scarf Durant anyways at +1, so this is fine. We're going to outpace Mega Diancie at +1, which is fine because he can't get speed boost on Mega Diancie anyways. So this is going to be fun. We'll see what we can do this week. I don't have the highest of hopes. Sort of just, you know, going with the flow. Like I said at the end of the battle against Cade, I have exams coming up. This battle is going to take place during my first week of exams, and I have 3 exams within this week period, so I'm not going to be mentally in the battle for the most part, I don't think. So we're just going to go with the flow and sort of see how the team feels, see how we do with some mons that we haven't brought before. I know we haven't seen Entei yet. You actually would have if I'd played Emerald because I brought Entei against him. So technically, we've brought every single mon this season, except for the fact that we didn't get to actually play Emerald. So, yeah, Salamence was not on that team. This is Salamence's official debut. Alolan Persian was on the other team, so was Primarina, and all that good jazz. So, yeah, should be a good time, and yeah, I'll see you guys for the match.